Hey guys, okay, so on to blue. Um, One thing I think that I've been noticing with the set is the casting costs are a little higher. There's a few fewer really aggressive options. Not too many, but it is a little slower than. It's a more balanced set than Zendikar was, so that means the format's going to slow down because there's going to be better defensive options. One of them is Calcite Snapper here. Anyway, Aether Trade Winds. That's the 2 and a blue instant, return a permanent you control and a permanent you don't control to owner's hands. Kind of cool artwork, kind of a scary picture. It reminds me of a lot of nightmares I've had about really inverted situations. So it's one of these cards that won't be good in every deck. Certainly, it'll be good in if you have some way to get an advantage out of it. If you have come into play effects, if you have like Journey to Nowhere, things like that. If your opponent's playing a lot of removal, it'll be good to board in. It's a solid card. It won't make the cut of every deck, but it's a nice trick. There's a one-of trick in a lot of decks. Some decks won't mind you playing even 2 of them, that's fine. But it's not a great card, it's not a high pick. You take it really late, take it like 10th, 11th, 12th pick, as it should be there. Calcite Snapper here is just, amazing. It's just a real all-star for limited. I was talking about how before how he should have been cheaper if he was going to be in constructed. I think he'll still get some constructed play, probably in Grixis, because they're really hurting for a good early defensive creature that doesn't just get lightning bolted, since they can't play Wall of Denial, and he'll probably fit the bill just fine. Calcite Snapper is just really good. I would take it really highly. I'd take him over bad removal, certainly. He can hit for 4 without you worrying about him getting targeted instantly. He can certainly block, all day long with the 4 toughness. So, definitely a really good card. Dispel, counter target instant spell. I wouldn't play it as main deck unless I was really short on playables, but you can certainly sideboard it in. Some people have a lot of instants, so. But generally, it'll be a pretty weak card, and you pick that up late, last few picks. Enclave Elite, I think is pretty darn solid for blue. 3 for a 2/2 Island Walk, and then you can multi-kick it for colorless and a blue. So 5 for a 3/3 and 7 for a 4/4. Obviously, against blue, it's amazing. It's a Phantom Warrior that gets bigger. But blue, just 3 for a 2/2 in blue is not that bad by itself, without any abilities. Mindless Null gets played in the black decks, and, blue needs its fillers too. And this guy, is a lot more than that. So, very solid. I'd play any number of them I got, probably. So, I wouldn't take it. He's not as good as Calcite Snapper, certainly. Not even near as good, but still very solid. Goliath Sphinx. So here's our Visordrix of the set, except he's a lot better than Visordrix. So 7 mana for an 8/7 flyer. I have so many Visordrixes. Oh god. Anyway, yeah, this guy's insane. If you get him out, he's worth playing, even though he's 7 mana. So. You have to play. You're gonna have to play like a 19-land deck or a deck that has card drawing or something in order to play him. But if he hits the table and they can't stop him, he's a huge blocker. And he's just a monster. So I wouldn't call him a bomb, just because. When he comes out, he's a bomb. But just because a lot of times he'll be sitting in your hand and you'll die. But he's good enough to go for, definitely. So, depending on what you already have in your deck, If you need removal, I wouldn't take him over removal, but if you don't need removal, because you already have a good amount, then you could go ahead and take him over it. Okay, so Halimar Excavator, 2 for a 1/3 ally, so it's another good ally. This one mills your opponent, so it's not that exciting because that ability may not even matter in the game, but it might, He's a 1/3, and that's the really important part. He can block a lot of guys in the format and live to tell the tale, and that's nice. And you get a couple of these guys going. Obviously, it's ridiculous. This does not make Hedron Crab, or whatever his name is. Is it Hedron Crab? Yeah, whatever his name is. Doesn't make him playable, by the way. I've never lost to Hedron Crab. I would have lost anyway, my opponent usually kills me with damage, I didn't have board control. So, don't play Hedron Crab, because you have these guys. Just don't do it. Stop it, I know it's fun when you win that way, but, if you care about your pocketbook, stay away from that strategy. Okay, anyway. He's still not bad. He's a reasonable ally. Because he'll oops into milling them every once in a while, and he'll block stuff in the meantime. Okay, Horizon Drake is 3 for a 3/1 flying, protection from lands. It's fine. 1 toughness kind of sucks, but he's pretty aggressive. He trades with a lot of the other flyers and stops Skyfisher, right? So that's good. Okay, we have Jace. Okay, well, take Jace.